thank all of you for coming today to celebrate this important occasion, a day on which we can say without equivocation that New Hampshire has indeed raised the standards for protecting our young from forced or coercive marriage. The three bills that Governor Sununu, seen here, is about to sign, two of which are crime-sponsored and one which Representative Amanda Gorg, who's here right there behind me, prime-sponsored, are the result of a considerable amount of effort on the part of many individuals and also a very admirable bipartisan effort on the part of the House and the Senate. Collectively, these bills raise the age at which a young person can be allowed to marry to 16 from the current 13 years of age. They bar using the sanctity of marriage to shield what would otherwise be the crime of rape, and they set a higher and clearer standard for judicial review of petitions for a minor to marry. This legislation is an important step forward in protecting young people, most especially young women who are disproportionately represented among underage petitioners to marry. I'm delighted to report that a formidable bipartisan majority of legislators came together to marshal these bills through the legislative process. I'm equally delighted to say that Governor Sununu, very early on in the process, sent a letter to the House Child and Family Law Committee expressing his very strong support, and that went a long way to ensuring the passage of these bills. For me personally, however, these bills represent something much deeper and something very rewarding. You see, this process began with the request of a Girl Scout from Barrington, the community that I serve. However, this is not simply some Girl Scout. This is Cassie Levesque, someone I have known since approximately 8 years old. I first met Cassie along with her mom, Patty, and her dad, Larry, who are with us today as well, when they came to the State House for a private tour that I had donated to a raffle. Cassie's wide-eyed awe at this building and the Senate chamber in which I then sat was delightful to witness. She's become much more familiar with this building. From the hours of attending hearings and attending floor sessions, I just hope that she still retains a bit of that original awe at the good works that can sometimes come along in both of those chambers. Over the time I have known Cassie and her family, I have joined in the celebration of Cassie's Bronze Star achievement as well as her Silver Star Award. The governor's signing of these three bills before us today is the capstone of Cassie's Gold Star project, a singular achievement that only a handful of Girl Scouts attained. She has dedicated the past 2 years of her life to researching the consequences of underage marriage, presenting her findings, and to changing the laws of the state of New Hampshire. It has been an honor and a privilege to take this final Girl Scout journey with Cassie to help her bring her goal of protecting young women to fruition. It has been equally rewarding to watch her over these last few years blossom into the confident, accomplished young woman she has become. There are a number of people who deserve profound thanks and recognition for the passage of these bills, and I'd like to mention them specifically. Cassie, of course, for inspiring this legislation. Patty and Larry Levesque for being with her at every moment of the time that she attended these hearings. Representative Amanda Gorg, who I've come to know very well and have worked closely with over the past year. Cassie is also her constituent, and I want to point out that this is Representative Gorg's maiden bill, and she achieved success on the very first time out. So, one for one. That's right. Our Senate and House co-sponsors, many of whom are with us today, the chair, vice chair, and members of the House Child and Family Law Committee who had a number of committee and subcommittee hearings on these bills. I especially want to recognize Chairwoman Rice, who not only managed the process in a very admirable way, but who attended the hearings in the Senate to ensure that our Senate colleagues understood the thoughts of our House members. The chair and vice chair are members of the Senate Judiciary, and the members of the public who attended and signed in favor of these bills during the hearings. This most especially pertains to the Zonta Group and the Kent Street Coalition. They showed up in force. And last, but hardly least, Governor Chris Sununu. Your letter of support on this legislation very early on in the process when it was being heard in committee was instrumental in its passage. I want to thank you for your strong support of these bills, and I am very much looking forward to seeing you sign them. Now, Governor, would you like to say a few words?
Well, thank you for allowing me. No, Representative, this is tremendous. And again, I think we all know the thanks really goes out to Cassie to make this happen. And I think this is just one of those great examples of the power of New Hampshire citizens. And again, I don't think you see it like being able to be done like this in many other places in the country. That connection to government, we have an individual who sees something that's wrong, who wants to fight for it, who does the work, and we'll talk about that in a second, and helps us at the state level really understand what this is. What is obvious, what should have been an obvious law to a lot of us, really took a lot of work and a lot of hard work to get it done. And it wasn't an obvious passage to get these 3 bills done. It was a lot of work from the representatives, the senators, and again, most of all, Cassie, who really enlightened, I think, the entire state. And it was, I remember reading the article when it first came out, well over, probably a year ago, or over a year ago now, it seemed like forever, and just going, well, this is silly, right? And I thought it was going to be a very easy process. Yeah, there you go. But I thought it would be something that would be obvious and easy, but it's not. Nothing worthwhile is ever that easy. But her work and her efforts to give us the support to make sure that we didn't just have something to promote, but actually something to actually get done and put pen and paper to. Now, this is impressive to me. This is Cassie's work. Do you want to talk about this at all, Cassie? This is something.
So I have all my Gold Award stuff in the front, from like working on it in the beginning to getting it all the way through. And then,
is this your presentation?
Yes.
I see all this, everything you're going to say on all the slides. Holy cannoli, this is amazing work. It really is.
And then, of course, my patch program and the different parts that they can all do. And that's my patch.
Oh, that's great. Do we have a patch for passing legislation?
I think the girls should have it.
We should work. Maybe that's the next thing we get done.
And then there is some photos.
Is that the day you testified?
And,
I didn't know how to vote for a vote.
and then some meetings that I went to teach the girls about my patch program. And once I got my gold award, some letters from
That's from that's from Barack Obama. By the way. That's some letter. That's from the president. That's pretty impressive. That's amazing. Oh, that's great. Great.
I believe your letter of
Wow.
support is in there, but if you'd like to also add to the congratulations.
I would be honored. Are you kidding?
and all this is all my research of everything from what the UN to UNICEF to everything.
What all the different states do, right? All the laws in all the different states.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it in your sense are we finally up to par? Still some more work to do. That's my sense. I mean, I think there's still ways to go. I didn't know where we were compared to other states, though.
I think we did.
Yeah, we
18.
definitely 18.
Okay.
And then these are some of the women and young girls that I've talked to and what they want to be at 15 or wanted to be at 15.
Oh.
And none of them was married in right?
Right.
And none of them wanted to be a child bred.
Wow. So who created who created this hashtag My Life at 15?
During my research, I had found this, and I looked at many different photos of it, and I said, why don't I do this? And so
Oh, that's great.
I just went to any
And
Girl
are-
Scout event.
Can I ask, are most of these people in New Hampshire? These individuals in New Hampshire, or are they all over?
They're from New Hampshire.
Just in New Hampshire. That's amazing.
And then those are some of the
Oh yeah.
from the leader conference.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for doing this. This is, again, this is I think a great signal of what it takes sometimes to get good legislation done. And we got 3 good pieces of legislation done, which is great. So with that, should we sign? All right.
Get this out of your way. And Cassie, I'm going to put this in the front.
Okay.
These are my remarks with a note to you afterwards. So now that,
How do you spell CASS?
I
You do IE. Okay, just want to make sure I get that. All right. All right, so we have 3 bills. Because we weren't gonna take any chances. Sometimes it's good to pass it 3 times, just to make the point. We have 4 pens and 3 bills, okay. Here. We'll give Jackie.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right. Thank you, guys. That's terrific. Here, you guys open it up? Jackie? Did I do this?
Right there, IE. IE.
Okay, good. As I'm writing this, oh my goodness, thank God. Where are you? Great. Here you go, Senator, Representative. I'm
No,
gonna do
no,
those.
3 of those are from,
Oh.
and 1 for Representative Ford.
Okay.
I think it's up 3.
Oh, all 3. Great. All right. I'm gonna make sure. You wanna make sure I get my phone ready?
Awesome.
Great. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming out.